Hello YouTubers, this is Lynn Mooney here today, and I'm going to be doing a pickups video for you guys. Two of the games are Super Famicom, one's a Japan PlayStation 1 game, two PlayStation 2 games, and one PlayStation 3 game. So I'm going to start off with the PS3, PS2 first, and then move on to the other ones. So the first one is going to be Yakuza 4. I've technically had that one for a while, but I don't think I've shown it to you guys just by itself or in a pickups video. But the reason why I wanted to show it is finally I actually have, so it already came with its cover art in the game when we first got it, but it actually now has its original manual too. So whenever I went to my local game exchange yesterday, I was just asking one of the employees if it was possible if I could just somehow purchase the manual separate, because I already technically had the game. I felt bad, but then I was like, I'm gonna ask, because it never hurts to ask, you know. If you get shot down, you get shot down. That's just how it goes. And he saw that I was actually going to be getting these two games right here, Yakuza 1 and 2 on PlayStation 2. And he's just like, nah, you can just have the Yakuza 4 manual. You're getting these two games. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate it. So he did that for me, guys. I was so happy. Whenever you get a complete game or complete box of anything that's like, I don't know, collector's edition, just regular game and stuff like that, just makes me super duper happy to have something complete. It does bug me when I don't have the original cover art, manual, the little booklet slips and stuff that come with it. So it's nice that he was able to give that to me. It also came with, besides the manual, it came with a code that's now expired since 2016. But yeah, he tossed that into. I was like, yay, thank you. But the next two games, since they're right here now, is going to be Yakuza 1 and 2. I do have Kiwami 1 and 2 remakes of the games here, the originals. But I wanted to get them for the fact that, you know, I kind of had a criteria going into Game Exchange. I'm like, I'm going to find games that first pique my interest. One, they have to be in, you know, decent to above decent condition for, you know, cover art and everything, not grimy and disgusting and bent the box and stuff like that. I ignore that stuff, regardless if it's a gem of a game. If the game itself, it looks like trash, I'm not gonna get it if it's all beat up. So I'm like, oh, the cover art looks great. I mean, it's probably not gonna have its manuals on the inside of it. And then lo and behold, whenever I opened it, well, it didn't have the game yet because the game was behind the counter for the employees to get access to in their drawers. But the manuals were still in here, and I'm like, are you serious? The manuals look in great condition. And then I'm like, the discs probably are trash or something. It's probably the person who traded them in, the discs aren't probably in great condition and stuff. But lo and behold, the discs were in really good condition. So that's kind of the reason why I kind of caved and got Yakuza 1 and Yakuza 2 on PlayStation 2. And it's just nice to add it to the collection. It's not, to me, it's not common to find Yakuza 1, 2, 3, or 4 at the shop. Technically, they had, besides 1 and 2, they also had a copy of 3, a copy of 4, but I didn't get those, of course, because I already had 3 and 4. But since they had number 1 and 2 in an excellent condition, decided to get them. Each one of them was $19.95 a piece. So $40. And then I got the manual for Yakuza 4 free added into it, which was super duper nice. Because I think online this goes for more than $20 from a lot of sellers. And I think the same for this too. But I don't know if this one's more so than the first one. But yeah. Alright, my last 3 games to show you guys. So one of them is going to be, this one's actually was released in North America. I realize that now, but hey, it was $8. It was $8. I don't really see much of Japan PlayStation 1 games in my area. I really have to kind of look for it and so forth, and it's sometimes not easy to locate them. Sometimes it's just sporadic. They just show up in the store, and that's kind of how it is. But it looked cool. The cover art looks really nice. So it kind of looks like it's just mostly blues, but behind it you actually see silhouettes of the characters below and on top of where the actual logo is in the front, where it's actually it's called, well, yeah, it's right there, Saga Frontier. But it was released in North America in March of 1998, and then in 1997 in the summertime in Japan. But this is a role-playing game, and I'm trying to see here. Well, I mean, it just really interested me for the fact that, 1, it was a really good price, 2, it was in excellent condition, 3, I mean, why not? but yeah, I popped it in and then see how it worked, and it works good on the PS2. But I'm hoping that if I find the one that's for the North American release, it might be cheap. I don't know, it might be expensive. I'll just have to check and see. I didn't check the North American version. But the next game that I got is going to be Bahamut Lagoon, and came out, what time in the this also came out in 1996 as well. But it was also re-released in Japan on the Wii Virtual Console and the Wii U for Japan, but I don't think it was ever released stateside. But essentially, it's a turn-based battle that's fought on a 2D grid, and it's a mishmash of squad-based combat and RPG mechanics. So when I read that a little bit about it, then yeah, sure, why not? I think this one was about, because the other one, the PS1 game, was like $8. This one was about $10 or $12 for this one. And after I purchase everything, I make sure to actually take it apart, and just to make sure that the main board, the chip that's in here, is original. I match it to other pictures of people who have opened up the gutted, but yeah, essentially taken apart this and shown the cartridge what it looks like internally, and it matched it and everything. So you got to make sure that you don't get one that's a fake copy. But this one, this is the last thing, guys, and this is really more of a gem, and I'm going to actually leave in the description box where I got the information from, because I was actually reading the information on it before I actually picked it up. So it has some information about the product on Wikipedia, but if not, there's also one that's an SNES Central article that I'll leave in the description box, and that's where I read the information before actually picking this up. And the thing is that luckily in the store they had a Retron system, so they could pop this in to see if there was actually a game on here or not, and there was one game on here. But before I talk about what that game is, essentially in the 90s for Japan, they have a Super Famicom as well as a Game Boy of it's a programmable rewritable flash cart that they had over there. And this is the Super Famicom Power Cart, and they actually had a program, a service, and the service was called the Nintendo Power. But if the games that came out during that time were like $50, $60, and you were under this service, this program, you could buy this cartridge, take it to like a Lawson, it was more like a stores that they had over there. Like certain stores had these kiosks, and you would put this cartridge on one side, and the other side the actual sales associate would have the original cartridge of whatever it is. So Mario N64 or whatever. Well, no Mario 64, this is Super Famicom, but you know what I mean. So if they had like a copy of Bahamut Lagoon and you just wanted that copy onto your flash cart, instead of paying for the original amount for this one under that service, you would be saving a good amount, maybe spending between $10, $20, $30, depending on the game and the price point it was originally at, to have that copy on your flash cart. And this is a legitimate Nintendo flash cart, and I got this thing for $17.95, and why that is a steal of a deal I'll tell you in a second. But essentially, yeah, it has empty spaces depending on the file size of the game itself. Sometimes the game might take up more than just one space, depending. But normally if you have more than one game, then you can actually, a main menu screen should pop up, and you can be able to cycle through whichever game you want to click on, and then you play that. And yeah, that was just awesome, that idea to have that. I'm surprised that, well, not really surprised, I just feel kind of sad that we never got something like that over here. But it kicked off pretty well over there, and it lasted till I think it didn't last very long though. I think in the earlier mid 2000s they stopped it. But they also had a version of this before the Game Boy as well, which it was a flash cart too. But it was just so cool just to think about that. You would buy these, You'd go to a store that had that kiosk machine, put it in, the sales associate would have the original copy, they would pop it in for you, you pay the amount, and then you just have that one digitally on, well, yeah, on your cart, and that's pretty much it. So a lot of these, when you buy them online, sometimes people just sell them and then they won't say if they had anything on them. Some of them would be blank, but a lot of them would at least come with maybe one game on them. And this one actually had one game on it, guys. It actually had, let me see if I can remember what it's called. It's actually this game right here. It actually had Fire Emblem Thracia. I'm sorry if I butcher it. Thracia 776. And I was super duper happy because whenever I typed that into like eBay or other online sellers and stuff like that, they were wanting to sell those copies, this card that at least had that one game on there for like 45, 50 bucks instead of the $17.95 that I paid for. But that one was the most rare and like awesome find. I'll probably post a second video about this cart, just asking questions about it. And the reason why I'd ask questions is because if you post something on YouTube, questions, and it's a video maybe about this, I might have a higher chance of someone knowing more about this cart than I have information on when looking online that actually has a couple of these carts, and maybe they'll have the answers that I'm looking for. Because when I pop this cart in, it automatically goes straight to the game. It doesn't go straight to the main menu screen. But I guess I can understand why, since I think there's only that one game on here and no other game that was downloaded from the kiosk machines. It's just going to go straight to that one game and that's it. It's not going to go to a main menu screen to select any other game because there's not another game to select. But yeah, I mean, I guess I can ask it now if anyone knows any more information about these in regards to like the main menu screen, if it's just normal that if you just have one game on here, it just auto boots to the game itself and not to the main menu where you can actually see the different kind of open I don't know how to, like save files that you can be able to see. But yeah, this one was one of the most rare finds because when putting it in my Super Famicom, it was this one. And after I got this game too, like there's two other people who posted videos about it. I think one was a YouTuber named Kelsey, and then another one was actually I have my phone right here. I can actually check, because if I type Super Famicom Power Cart, the first two videos that pop up is Kelsey Lawin, the Nintendo Power Flash cartridge, and then John Hancock, the Super Famicom Nintendo Power Flash cartridge, them kind of talking about it a little bit and kind of showing the ones that they got. So I was really happy. This is something that's obscure over here. We'd never received, and I think it's really an awesome gem of a gem, especially to have that Fire Emblem game on this one. So yeah, what do you guys think of this pickups, and what do you think about the Super Famicom Power Cart and what it was utilized for in Japan? Do you think it was a really cool concept? And if so, I don't know. I don't think you can add any more games on here though, because I think you need the original like kiosks in order to add the games. But that's like another question that I have too. It's like, can you add any more on here technically? Or I guess more than likely you have to go through the kiosk machines that don't, to my knowledge, I don't think really exist in the stores anymore. Maybe if someone owns them or owns one of them, then yeah, they can just add, because you just need the original cartridge of game and then you just put it on here. But yeah. If you guys, sorry, I kind of stopped midway, but if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section down below and let me know what you guys think about this pickup video. And thank you guys for watching my videos. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye, guys.